With YouTube attacking alternative media, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon for just $1 per month. Link below.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. And, over the course of the past couple weeks, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of rumor, a lot of, oh my God, what is happening to the James Bond franchise? Right? We know Danny Boyle had signed on to direct Daniel Craig's last run as James Bond, Bond 25, a way to cap off everything that Daniel Craig had done in the franchise, even though I personally believe that 2015 Spectre was a good send-off, was a fine send-off, was the right place to end it, if you want my honest opinion. Really, I think it's a good place to go. It wrapped the previous 3 films up. It gave us everything in a nice, neat little bow. I don't know what they're doing here, but that's fine. That's what they want. But Danny Boyle, good. I wanted to see what Danny Boyle was going to do. I wanted to see how Danny Boyle was going to tackle the Bond franchise. And I think only the way that Danny Boyle could. Then that happened over apparently a fallout because, and this is the reports at the time, that Danny Boyle didn't want to kill off James Bond and they wanted to kill him off. They wanted to kill off Daniel Craig, which ultimately makes a lot of sense to me. But I can see why Danny Boyle's like, I'm a Newton bitte. Maybe not such a best idea in the world. And of course, that caused enough of a creative rift for him to shuffle off and then go and leave the director's seat unattended while they tried to figure it out. And of course, there was a lot of names that were thrown out there, none of which I can remember right now because they weren't really that important. And we've landed on the person who will in fact be directing James Bond 25, and it is a very unlikely candidate. And that would be Cary Fukunaga as the new director for 007 Daniel Craig. Saying here, EON Productions and MGM have set Cary Fukunaga as the new director who will mount James Bond 25 with Daniel Craig in the starring role. Filming will begin March for a worldwide release of February 14th, 2020. MGM will distribute domestically. Universal releases the film internationally. After it won a hotly contested auction last May, Fukunaga becomes the first American-born director of the venerable Bond films. And look, the thing with that is that's a good thing that Fukunaga is coming in. Because I think, for one, the dude's a talented director. If you don't believe me, go and check out Beasts of No Nation. Go and watch the first season of True Detective, especially, I want to say, episode 4, when they're posing as the bikers in the trailer park shootout scene. Holy crap. I mean, holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Plus, True Detective in and of itself is fantastic. So it's going to be great. Now, the thing with this, though, is Fukunaga is a good director, but what he needs is a good script, and that's kind of what's happening now. They're retooling the screenplay. This news broke the other day, where I believe the original creative team behind Casino Royale and whatnot, those are the guys coming back in to rework the script. In fact, the article goes on to say here, producers Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli and the studio met numerous helmers after Danny Boyle dropped out. They also hired his Trainspotting screenwriter John Hodge to write it. Sources said that it was a big creative swing, and they mutually decided it would be better to go back to the project they had planned to make with venerable 007 scribes Neil Purvis and Robert Wade. So basically, Danny Boyle had brought in his homie to write it, who did Trainspotting. Trainspotting 2, I never saw it, but I never heard that many good things about it ultimately, so I can understand why it maybe didn't do what they wanted it to do. And I think maybe the direction they wanted to take it was just not the way that the Broccolis wanted to adapt this particular film in the Ian Fleming's saga, so to speak. So they went back to the previous scribes, to work on the original idea that they had. Now, here's what I'm hoping. And here's where I think Fukunaga would be good. For one, they got to get the budget under wraps. I mean, goddamn, Spectre had an insane budget. One that Sony, I think, just didn't really realize was going to cost as much as it did. You've got that. You've got, I want to say, the lackluster theatrical response to Spectre, especially coming off of Skyfall, which in and of itself could have been a finale to Daniel Craig as Bond, and it would have been fine as well. But, I'm not against Spectre. I still like the movie. But I think Fukunaga can work within a budget. I think Fukunaga can direct action. I think Fukunaga can take this to the place where they want it to go. I don't know if he's going to be able to kind of capture the gentleman's spy motif as much as they probably want him to, considering that what I feel he tends to be better at is gritty approaches to it. But then again, with Quantum of Solace, we saw, and I forget who directed that one, but we saw it go from Martin Campbell's Casino Royale into Quantum of Solace, which was more of a Jason Bourne type take on it anyway. So to me, that basically felt that like, yeah, it's probably going to be for the best that that they go maybe this route again, especially if they want to end the series with Bond being killed. They're going to want to make it like maybe a more of a grittier film to kind of lead up to that point. But that being said, I do feel that Fukunaga has been screwed over by Hollywood time and time again when it comes to trying to get him into a big, high budget, high profile film. Of course, there was a situation involving Warner Brothers and It, and Andrew Muschietti did a good job with It, and he'll do a good job with It Chapter 2. So Fukunaga, he got hosed on that deal pretty hard, but I think here will be a good fit for him, and one that hopefully will put his name on the map for everyone to see, not just those of us who have watched Beasts of No Nation and watched True Detective. But anyway, that's just what I think about this one. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you made it this far in the video, type 007 in the chat so I know. If you haven't already, be sure to thumbs up the video, subscribe, check us out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.